Told to bring a cocktail, so I made one.
Oh, what are you drinking?
Almighty Jack and Ginger.
That gets the party started. I'm having some fresh wine. When I saw you
Lovely.
last, you enjoyed some Shiny with me, and this is their
That's right.
partner vineyard.
Oh, very nice.
Cheers to a great 2024. Been busy.
Cheers. Hell of a 2024. Yes, it's been amazing. Two national tours, one in Canada, one in the US. Fantastic.
You totally deserve it. You've been working at this for so long, and I know
Thank you.
COVID messed with everybody for that. So glad to see
It
that
did.
got, the spunk back in your step and everybody's right there supporting you.
Yeah,
So
it's been amazing.
for those that haven't been following along to Cory, this year, I'm just going to touch on a few things. He was out on the road with Aaron Pritchett and Matt Lang, released new music, got engaged, released more new music. You're currently on tour and you have an album coming out. So let's take it back a little bit here. We're going to go back to the summer, Make My Country Rock. That is the most perfect song title for you. It's the definition of genre bending, your two favorite genres put together. I'm sitting there listening to it and I'm thinking, this totally works. It's half and half, literally. So I think
It's
you really hit the nail on the head with that.
when we wrote the song, it's really what we wanted to do. I love them both, country and rock. Having those iconic features again, like Travis Tritt and Mick Mars, now Solly Erna of Godsmack, and having someone like Andrew Bayless produce it, who I was working with Jelly Roll and Brantley Gilbert and all kinds of acts in Nashville right now. It's just that perfect blend. It really just tells my story unapologetically. Been at US Rock Radio now for just over 2 weeks. Found out today we're sitting at number 25. So that's really, really special, approaching that top 20 here in the States. And it's been getting lots of airplay in Germany. I've been top 10 there for several weeks, and in France as well.
When you're releasing music, and like probably you've experienced this lots, everybody has, you hear back feedback, oh, you're too much this, you're too much that, or we need more of this from you, right? So to be able to put
Yeah.
a song like this that really feels like yourself and then seeing it be very successful has got to be a really good feeling.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for us as artists. I think that's our job, to write and create the music that represents us as artists best. Of course, the fans, not be too confined in this box. Instead of being an artist, you're being told what to do, how to do it, and what they want you to say. And we're the ones out there on the road. We're the ones living that life. It's up to us to tell our story and make my country rock, like Outlaws and Outsiders. That's just me doing just that.
So how does a guy from North Bay end up working with Travis, Sully, and Mick?
The great success of Outlaws and Outsiders. My last trip to Nashville, I went to Mick's house and I was showing him some of the new music, and that was one of those songs that were on there. I remember walking into his house. It's just a big stack, no pun intended, stacks of stacks with all these Marshall amps. And he looks back at me as before we go into the studio, and he looks back and goes, "That's pretty cool, huh?" And there was my gold record, Outlaws and Outsiders. Well, I should say our gold record, sitting among all these amps, and on the other wall with all the Motley Crue hit on his wall. Once I had him on the song, it sounded great. You know, the labels, we should do the feature thing again. I thought of it too. Writing this was going to be like the new Outlaws and Outsiders, a bit of a different perspective and message. So I sent it to Travis, and I remember him calling me on the Liquored Up tour. We just caught up, and he said, "Hell yeah, I'd like to be part of the song." You know, he's like, "It worked pretty good last time, didn't it?" I thought that was cool, and I thought we had it there. I thought, well, we got to add a rock feature, and there's a few names that popped up, but Solly stuck out in particular because I grew up listening to Godsmack, but he's both singer-songwriter like me, but also a drummer as well, and a huge Rush fan. So it was kind of a no-brainer. When he texted me after recording, he says, "I think I might love the song more than you do. You got something really special. It's going to do great for you." Now approaching top 20 at US Rock Radio again.
Can you share how you and Travis met in the first place?
We connected through social media when he wanted to be part of the Outlaws and Outsiders. And I knew he was going to be on the track. I actually met him in Nashville. So we got to hang out for probably 20, 30 minutes, shooting the shit, getting to know each other a little bit. Then I got to watch him do his thing and sing on a song that I wrote, which eventually was a big old hit for me in multiple countries. It was Outlaws and Outsiders. I get a Christmas card every Christmas from the Tripp family. I talk to Tyler Reese, Tristan quite often, and of course Terrian as well. And we played Sturgis Buffalo Chip about a month or so back, which is like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, biker rallies in America. So I was direct support for Travis Tritt.
Yeah, that's gotta be really cool too as an artist, especially with genre bending, that you get to go to these like interesting events that otherwise wouldn't.
One of the most special things was being not only just a country artist, but a country artist from Canada, and being the first country artist to ever play Rocklahoma. The next country artist that played it, I think, was 2 years ago, when it was Jelly Roll. It's pretty cool to kind of
He's
feel
following
that you're
steps.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's cool to kind of, be the first, and especially in such a big state and a big festival like that. It's been pretty neat.
Totally. You're currently on tour with Theory of a Dead Man across the US,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's gotta be so cool. What so far has been your most memorable moment that you think you're gonna remember for a long time?
The whole tour, I feel very blessed to be out on these runs, especially with acts of this size and playing these rooms. I mean, played the House of Blues last night. I've never been to Boston, but right beside Fenway Park, you see that, to be playing these venues right across from these legendary arenas, or things like ballparks and football stadiums. Just getting to hang out with Theory of a Dead Man, and getting to spend some time with Tyler and the guys. Like, they've been very sweet. We're on the bus every night or two and hanging out after the show or watching hockey. Pretty much the most Canadian thing you could do. I get to go out and sing our song every night. Their new single, "Living My Life Like a Country country song, which I'm featured on. It's a pinch me moment because when you hear songs like Santa Monica and Bad Girlfriend and all these huge smashes,
Yeah.
it's like, holy crap, I'm on the road with these guys and I'm on one of their songs, they're on one of mine, and I grew up listening to them. So it's all very special, and I'm just kind of taking it all in.
Yeah, I can't imagine a couple of years ago when we didn't know what was going on in the world, and now here you are going out with Dream Tour. So
Yeah.
what's it been like behind the scenes on the bus? I know you said you're doing lots of hockey watching behind the
Mhm.
scenes on this tour versus the Liquored Up tour.
All the tours are pretty well the same. I mean, like Aaron Pritchett, he's a BC boy too. So all the Theory guys, for the most part, I think, except for Joey, are all BC guys. So not watching as much hockey as I'd like to. But the days go by pretty fast. I mean, with the travel and then the media, I'm opening the show typically at 7 o'clock every night, but we have a 4 o'clock sound check, go back to the hotel, get ready. It's kind of your typical tour. It's going by so quick. So I'm again, just trying to too lost where you don't really remember because you're
Exactly.
having too much fun.
I bet you've got Fast as I Can and Whiskey for Sale. Those are your latest releases, and they're going to be on your second full length album, which comes out December 6th. Sorry for Nothing. That's another cool title.
Thank you.
And that has 14 tracks total.
Yeah, full album, like you mentioned earlier with COVID. That's the one thing I guess that we're blessed with is the fact that it left me with not much to do but write. So these 14 songs I thought were the best ones and the ones I wanted out for this record. It was hard though because you're probably picked between 60 or 80, even closer to 100 songs. I'm locked and loaded and ready for album 3 now too, which I'm excited about, and hopefully I don't have to wait another 4 years for that. But this album is very special. The title track, Sorry for Nothing, kind of tells my story growing up and a little bit of who I am and how I got here. And there's a lot of cool stuff. Of course, there's features on there. It's really unique because there's technically 3 producers. I'm hoping it's what people expected, or if it isn't what they expected, it's better. And I always say if it ain't, then either way, I'm sorry for nothing.
Yeah, you're proud of what you've got going out there and it feels good for you. That's important too.
Yeah, Fast as I Can is kind of like a mix between, I'd say, like a Bryan Adams and Luke Combs. That's been a lot of fun to play every night.
I bet. Before I say goodbye to you, I want to hear about something else that you've got going on.
Wedding planning?
Yeah. I'm a girl. We need to hear these things.
See, this year's been so whack that it's like when you mention that, I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's something else that I did this year too. There's been lots of moments this year personally and professionally. We don't have any set plans yet. We're kind of just riding this out. Maybe take some time over the holidays and start thinking of that.
It's going to be like a outdoor woodsy theme or an inside landscaping. Like, what do you think the vibe's going to be?
We've talked about some things, even the destination stuff, but I know how important it is to have both our family there and her grandparents especially. So if it involves flying, we miss out on the majority of that. So I think we're just going to do it like probably in North Bay. It's kind of the middle for all our family. Like, I like the party. So I'm trying to find a date where you can have a 4-day weekend. I've actually been lucky enough to be in a couple weddings this year as well, too. One of my best friends got married this year, and just last summer, another high school friend of mine got married as well. And they all say the same thing, that you spend months of stressing and prepping, and then next thing you know, it's Sunday and you're cleaning up and everyone's gone.
For those that didn't see your post, can you share the cute proposal that you did?
That was really cool. She had no idea. I think I did pretty good on that part. I asked her, I said, did I do all right? She's like, oh yeah, you did good. She got me tickets for Christmas for Bryan Adams in Pittsburgh. We actually drove to Niagara Falls the night before and did the whole Niagara Falls thing, and haunted houses, and played some mini putt. And then the next day we did drive to Pittsburgh and saw Bryan Adams. I proposed to her during Back to You. And that's a song when I was on tour after about 3-4 weeks, you start missing home a little bit. It can get a little emotional. Like a star guides a ship across the ocean. That's how your love will take me home back to you. And that's just always had a little special, kind of feel a little closer to home when I was out there. So we were at the concert and I thought to myself, I said, do you think he's going to play Back to You? And she's like, oh yeah, he's going to. And sure enough, there's maybe 2 songs later, it started. I'm like, oh shit, this is the song. And
you nervous?
Got down on one man. Yeah, I was. We had floor seats, these ladies beside us. And so when she was distracted talking to somebody else beside us, I was probably too nervous. I was like, I'm going to pop it tonight. She's like, you're going to what? I'm like, I'm going to pop. She's like, oh, like, I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, so listen, I'm going to give you my phone. I'll press record and everything. And you just got to hold it. She started, but she couldn't get a right angle. And the lady behind her, I guess, knew what was going on. She's like, I'll take it. I'll take it. So we followed each other on Instagram. Like you see in the movies, I guess. Everyone was just chanting.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a really well thought out proposal.
Thank you. I thought of doing it in the plane somehow, but that's been done before too. And seeing the last couple of years that we've had and this third Bryan Adams concert, I thought, this is it. This is the way it's got to be. We got to do it this way because I know we're only going to get busier with the album and the music coming out. So I had to put on my big boy pants and get her done.
Well, cheers to a great 2024 and an even better 2025.
Cheers to that. Health, wealth, love, success, and happiness.